Guys, I've got 7 awesome ways that is gonna help you earn money using your motorcycle. 2 of them are illegal, but we've all thought about it anyway, so I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. And after watching this, it's gonna be easy to convince your wife that not only is buying a next motorcycle or their first motorcycle part of the budget, it's also the financially responsible thing to do. Let's do it. Number 1. Now I've got a lot of experience doing this. I did this all through college, and that's flipping bikes. Buying bikes at a good deal and then riding them for a few months and then doing a better job at selling it than the lazy guy who you bought it from. So instead of selling it the way he did, with a 5-year-old picture that he took with an old Razor phone that lens needed to be cleaned and the bike was covered in junk, you actually take some good solid pictures after cleaning the bike up, and you actually answer the phone when people call you asking about the bike. This is a great way for you to ride a bunch of different types of bikes, and you never own them long enough for the bikes to depreciate. The trick to doing this is to always have cash available, so that when it's 7 p.m. and the bike just got listed and the banks are all closed, you're the only guy who actually has the funds to buy it that night. Because sellers want to wrap up the deal as soon as they possibly can. They don't want to wait for the banks to open up the next morning, and they don't want to deal with tons of people. So if you can come in and say, hey, I got cash, I'll be there in half an hour or 45 minutes, they're probably going to sell it to you. Number 2 is rent out your bike. Now I know this sounds crazy, but there's a lot of people doing it, and I'm gonna tell you guys how. There's a company called RiderShare, and it's an easy way to list your bike on a website, and then you rent bikes to other people. And your bike is fully covered and insured. Now chances are your main bike does not get ridden enough, so you might want to think about putting it to work or convincing your wife to buy a second bike that you've always wanted to own, but you know you're not going to ride it that much, and putting that bike to work. It's also a great way to meet new riders and people, but not like in a dating way, more of a platonic way. Don't confuse this as like a dating app. And guys, just so you know, this video is brought to you by M1 Moto Gloves, the world's best motorcycle glove ever. It's the only gloves that I wear when I'm riding. You can only buy them at bikesandbeardsgear.com. Check them out. Number 3. Now this one comes right out of the movies, and that movie is The Notebook 2, The Place Beyond the Pines, where a man shows us that you can rob banks and then jump on your motorcycle and elude the cops. Now this one is a legal gray area, but I thought you guys should know about it anyway, because motorcycles are so small and so fast, they create the perfect getaway vehicle. What the guy from The Notebook did is that he would end up pulling into the back of a cargo van and then shutting the door, and the cops would pass by and nobody knew where he was and they couldn't find him until he got found and died. All right, fine. I gotta say this because there's some Tide Pod eaters out there. This is completely illegal. Do not try this at home. It did not work out well for the guy from The Notebook 2. Number 4 is you can host your own motorcycle tours. I've never done this, but I hear that it can be done. You need to be an expert in the area that you're trying to host the tours in. You can't just expect people to follow you around as you drive around town hoping to find something cool. Now, if you want to spice things up a little bit, you can hold a tour where you only allow people who have the exact same motorcycle as you. Then you meet them at the local bank. And just when everyone shows up, you run out of the bank with the bag of money that you just stole from robbing the bank. And then you jump on your bike, and there's sirens going on everywhere, and everyone just scatters out, and then the cops don't know which black streak light to chase after, and you have a better chance of getting away with the money. Now, don't do that one either, but it is a pretty good idea, right? That's not that bad. That's pretty good. Now, this next one's a little bit grimy. Nah, you don't want to hear this one. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, but it's really grimy, and trust me, you don't want to do it. At this point, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for how you can make money with your motorcycles. In theory, you could become a motovlogger on YouTube. A motovlogger on YouTube is defined as riding your motorcycle around with a camera on your helmet, going nowhere, and saying things that make people stupider for watching. Also, while wasting your life away. Motovlogging. Number 6 is you can buy complete motorcycles or motorcycles from wrecked motorcycles, either privately or from Coparts, and then part them out. Motorcycles get wrecked all the time, and people are always buying parts for them. I work for a company that did this, and they did pretty well. But you have to get over the idea that you're taking apart a perfectly good motorcycle for the common good of 20 other bikes being put together. Now, in most cases, you break even after just selling the frame with the title and the motor, and everything else you sell is profit. But don't expect anyone to buy your swing arms, because nobody ever needs a swing arm. Now, number 7 is my favorite and possibly the most lucrative of all. That's why I saved it for the end. You could become an organ mule for a super rich people black market ring. I once made $25,000 running a heart from Delaware to Alabama. So, how you like them apples? All you have to do is keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anyone about it and get there on time. And don't get caught. Do not get caught. Okay, fine, you got me. I'm not being completely honest. It was actually a lung, not a heart. And actually, you guys are in luck. There's actually a bonus. Another way to make money with your motorcycle is to rent your bike out to women who want to ride on the back of your bike, who are trying to annoy their parents by being seen on the back of your bike with a guy that looks like you. That's the last one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We have a lot of awesome test drives from the Srkcycles channel, including when I bought an Orange County chopper, which was amazing, kind of. Subscribe right now. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.